Macmillan and wife will not be seen tonight. In its place will be Thurdela Thursday, which begins right now.
Up from the depths, 30 stories high, breathing fire, his head in the sky. Godzilla, Godzilla, Godzilla.
Hey, everybody. Welcome to Thurdela Thursday. I'm your host with the most that likes peanut butter on his toast. And before we get going here, I got a very special presentation to present to you. We have a very special person making his way on the stage. So here's a very special intro for a very special friend. Saji, 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 Saji. Saji, 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 Saji. What do you mean I'm sagittarically speaking?
It's one of those things like where you're trying to live up to somebody's expectations.
Hello there, everybody, and welcome, Saggy, to the show.
Well, sometimes you just try to live up to somebody's expectations, my friend.
How do you like your new intro?
That was pretty cool. I don't know if I'm going to be able to live up to those expectations, but I'm going to give it a shot. What the heck?
When we started off, there was like 6 people watching, and I think they were disappointed that Macmillan and wife wasn't coming on. I think that's why some of them left.
Well, they always interrupt your favorite show, no matter what the case may be, whatever the name of that favorite show may be, and it is, Turner and Hooch, A-Team, you name it. We're interrupting for this special broadcast. The special broadcast can kiss my beep, 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 beep. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, yeah. I know what you're saying, man. I know what you're saying, but hey, welcome back, by the way. The last show we did together was the New Year's Day special show, and that was another one of those special broadcasts that probably interrupted some other form of entertainment or another. But this is your official show back. Is that not correct?
Well, I mean, after years and years of contract negotiations, I finally get a special intro. However, I wouldn't necessarily say that would be the one I would want you to use, every time that I'm getting ready to make a grand appearance. But it was a great way to rock out and come in to the year 2022. Oh, 2022, my friend. What do you make of that crazy name for a year?
Well, wait until next month when it's 22222.
Oh, yeah, that's true. And what if you had tickets to go see you too?
Oh, man. I don't know. Are they still around?
I don't know. But if I had tickets, you would have some too.
Well, I'll tell you what, on 2222, everyone should go out and buy lotto tickets is all I'm saying.
Why should they buy lotto tickets?
Well, what do you mean? Why should they buy lotto tickets? Because
that should be the day you don't buy lotto. There's too many twos going on. They're throwing everything off.
Oh. Well, also, you got to remember lotto tickets are now $2 instead of that measly $1.
Oh, well, yeah, there you go. See, and then on top of all that, it's and they're $2.
Yeah.
Yeah, forget that. Then if I find out that my neighbor won the lottery that day, I'm going to be so pissed.
Oh, if I won the lottery that day, I would buy my neighbor's house and kick him out into the street.
What if you found out that your neighbor spent his life's earnings on lottery tickets and you spent $1 and won?
Oh, that would make the gravy even sweeter.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. No, this if you knew this guy the way I know him, you would know what I know that I know what I know, you know?
I definitely have no idea.
Well, hey man, I just wanted to say before we get too deep into this Thursday, man, it's so good to have you back, man. I miss this sort of banter between the two of us, and quite honestly, all the other shows that me and Keith's dad. I'm not saying that those shows were dog shit. I mean, they were pretty good shows, but just something about without you in them just made them sort of like. Well, it's like watching Quantum Leap without Al in it. You know what I mean?
Huh. All right. Yeah. So, like watching Quantum Leap without Al in it. I mean, what a great in-depth analogy. That really like puts it in perspective. It'd be like watching like Smokey and the Bandit without the bandit.
Yeah.
Yeah. Or I don't know, like Bugs and Daffy without Elmer Fudd.
I was going to say without Daffy, but sure.
Yeah. I mean, the list goes on and on. So it's like peanut butter and jelly without the mustard. I mean, it's just.
Yeah, well, I don't know about that one.
Uh,
Unless maybe it's honey mustard, I guess.
oh, okay. All right.
Yeah. BJ and the bear without the bear. Yeah, there you go.
Yeah.
That's what Eddie Von Kuhn says.
I knew I could count on the comment section. They always chime in when it really counts the most, my friend.
What else did he say? He said those shows were Saggy free. That's so true. You don't want, unless you're a diabetic, diabetic. Unless you're a diabetic, you don't want, tea that is sugar free. You know what I'm saying? In this case, shows that are Saggy free.
Right. I see what you're doing there. Yeah. Well, yeah. I mean, I think that Saggy is part of your regular diet promotes a healthy lifestyle, my friend. And by diet, I mean proverbial speaking, not sagittarically speaking. Yeah.
Right. I get that. So, let's do a shout out right quick.
All right.
First of all, we got Keith's dad in here, it's funny. I just mentioned him and he pops in here,
Mm-hmm.
And then you got Philo Fire, which I said her name right backstage when I was practicing. Eddie Von Kuhn, the real one with a wrench. And of course, Michael Fontaine is here.
Michael Fontaine?
Miguel Fontaine.
El Fontaine.
Yeah. And of course, you got, let's see here. Oh, yeah, Fizzy's regurgitated space ghost Nuggle Cricket.
All right, but who's here?
What do you mean?
I thought you were going to do the shout out.
I have.
Oh, what was that name again?
Fizzy's regurgitated space ghost Nuggle Cricket.
It's easy for you to say, my friend.
Oh, well, apparently. Yeah. And of course, Hebrews Toy Reviews is here as well. It's good to see him here.
He's definitely a show. Everybody stay away from that guy. He is a show.
Now don't tell him that now. I'm trying to get subs.
All right. Well, if you want to subscribe to a Shills channel, subscribe to that one.
Oh, dang, man. Oh, that's cold. Speaking of cold,
Uh,
it's 13 degrees here where I'm at, and I've got all my heaters running at all cylinders right now.
all your heaters running on all cylinders. All
Oh,
systems
yeah,
sound like they are go, Captain.
they are go. Oh, I guess the shout out's not over. We have Honest Hunter BBB O'Biden. What's the BBB stand for?
Be back better. Build back better.
Oh, yeah, yeah. I should have known that. I should have
So what
read.
is the name again? Say it again.
Well, what his name?
Yeah, read it again.
Honest Hunter BBB O'Biden.
So it's Honest Hunter, Build Back Better, O'Biden.
Yeah,
Yeah. I might have threw in the O'Biden part.
bring back Buffy. Yeah, I like that show. I actually agree with him on one thing for once.
Yeah.
Bring back Buffy. That's funny. So
Bring,
we have.
yeah.
I have some rather some sad soldering. What's it called? Sombering.
Somber.
Yeah, what you just said. Sombering news to report.
Well, why you always gotta come up with somber and shit, man?
Well, I don't know. It's just the way the world turns, you know.
All right. Well, let's hear it nonetheless.
We have a special listener. If she's watching the show or not, I don't know, but I want all of us to say our prayers for CJ. Apparently, her and her family's come down with COVID. You know, I mentioned on last week's show, on our special anniversary show, that her and her daughter had temperatures of 101, 105, and whatever. And, you know, her daughter's pregnant. So, about to have those babies or baby at any second. So, to come down with COVID when you're pregnant, I'm sure is not fun.
Yeah, that's really messed up, man.
Yeah.
But you know, it's like one of those things. Is all you can do is you can just say your thoughts and your prayers, and really put them in your thoughts and your prayers, my friend. I mean, it's out of our hands. There's nothing we can actually do, you know, to help them one way or the other, and just except for pray for them.
Mm-hmm. Yep. But, you know.
But it is really messed up to today's society. I mean, I don't personally know CJ, but I care about her all the same, and I you know, and I know what it can be like to have your whole family dealing with something like that in today's day and age, and just knowing, you know, how you know, all the different ranges of treatments that some states offer over other states. It's untelling whatever they may be doing in her particular neck of the woods, or what kind of, you know, treatments they may or may not be putting them on, or what is necessary even. So I just hope that it all works out for them. I really do.
Yeah. Me too, man. Yeah. With that being said, though, you know, shit happens, and it happens all over the place. And you know, we're going to talk about stuff here tonight, man. We're going to talk about, you know, angels. We're going to talk about mythological creatures. We're going to be talking about all kinds of things, and I have the feeling that the angels thing is all sort of interwoven in some of these things that we'll be talking about tonight. It all sort of is a full circle, if you will.
Interwoven, a full circle, if you say. Yeah, I mean, it does seem like there is, like, when you get into like the whole paranormal realm in general. I mean, it's strange and meets normal, you know, and sometimes the delicate tapestry that weaves those two realities together is quite seamless, and it can seem like and makes the unnatural seem somewhat natural. And where does the line actually cross? At what point are you taking it too far? I mean, as much as I want to say it's possible that there might be a Bigfoot. I don't know that this Godzilla guy standing behind me ever actually.
Yeah. Well, he might have. There's things in our seas and oceans that we have yet to discover, and there are some things that are beyond that go way beyond human understanding as far as the sea creatures go. I mean, there are things that scared even Jacques Cousteau into early retirement. So
Well,
um,
I saw this thing scare my grandpa in early retirement, and oh brother,
uh-huh.
let me tell you.
Oh, brother. Well, hey, before we get into the seriousness of the show, number one, we do have memes. We have that.
What do you mean we have memes? I haven't even put my memes in there yet, my friend.
Oh yeah, well,
They're so hot off the press that they're not even off of the freaking press.
that's no problem. You can do that later on because we're not doing the memes till later. But I
Okay.
do have one thing here. I have a commercial, if you will, that I made,
What if I will or if you will?
if you will.
Okay, I will. How about you? Will you?
Yeah, I don't know. We have a bone breaking action in here, by the way, and he says, lurking tonight, but welcome back, Saggy. I was about to unsub, lol. Hello, Philo Fire. Hello, y'all. Goodbye, y'all. Wow, that was brief. Um, talk about
Bone breaking action where unsubbing is real.
ain't that the truth, man. Uh, but I had made this commercial for a wrestling show that I did back a couple days ago.
A wrestling show that you did back a couple days ago.
Yes, a wrestling show that I did back a couple days ago.
And just to make sure that we're both on the same page, you're specifically talking about a wrestling show that you did a couple of days ago.
Yes, I'm talking
Okay.
about a wrestling show that I did a couple days ago, as a matter of fact.
All
Uh,
right. Just wanted to make sure that we're both, I don't know. I'm just, seeing it exactly the way it factually occurred.
okay, man. I'm glad you do that because you're like the Walter Matthau of Thurdela Thursday here tonight.
Well, I don't know who the heck that guy is, but sure, whatever. Keep going.
But here's a commercial. I did this commercial of a long list of clips of commercial. I chose this one for tonight's show because this guy, we know his brother. Like we really do. Like at the end of each show, his brother gets on there and talks. So I thought this would be a good one to show.
Well, what's his brother's name?
Well, that would give away the surprise.
All right. Well, I mean, it's just all right. Go ahead then.
Okay. So here we go. Here's the commercial, ladies and gentlemen. Please enjoy. Hello, I am Carlos Monsantos, and I like to drink beer. But when I do drink beer, I drink Sexo beer. That's right, Sexo beer is guaranteed to get you laid every time. I need some of that beer. Who the heck are you, senor? Why, I'm Mac Davis from the Mac Davis Twins. You might have remembered me for such shows as Logan's Run, The One-Eyed Man, Where is Willie, Mr. Defiant, The Scarecrow, and Mr. Queen. Don't you mean the Scarecrow and Mrs. King? No, the Scarecrow and Mrs. King. Anyway, I need some of that beer. Well, it won't work on you, senor. You see, you have to be Mexican. Well, that's kind of racist, isn't it? No, it definitely is not. Lado beer. Guaranteed to get you laid. Unless you're that guy. What do you have? It's Carlos Monsantos.
All right. Yeah. Carlos Monsantos' brother is always on the end of our show. Now we don't know. Now we understand why he dubiously goes by his brother's name versus his own name.
Yeah.
Because his brother, like, pretty much can guarantee to get you laid.
Well, unless you're that guy.
Yeah, unless you're that guy. And I, fortunately, am not that guy. So should work out in my favor.
Yeah, well, hopefully, I'll send everyone in our audience a sample of the beer, and you as well. All you have to do is write to the number at the bottom of your screen here. Wait, oh, there is no number at the bottom of your screen. We'll just send it to this guy,
All right, sure, no problem.
and I will get you that beer.
Yeah. Well, trust me when I tell you that when a mystery yellow fluid arrives in a container of dubious shipment, I'm not going to be quick to taste it to see what kind of beer it tastes like,
Even if it gets you laid.
even if it guarantees getting me laid. I will probably just go with sticking to the chances Mother Nature gave me.
Oh, okay. Well, then I'll take that down now because, as everybody knows, that's a joke anyway. You know that, right?
Well, however, anybody willing to receive, questionable yellow fluid in a dubious container, shipped from somewhere in Illinois, just a taste test, it's beer and this and this. So go right on ahead to inquire. Don't let me stop you.
Oh man. I'll tell you. Well, I like some of the comments that are given off there. By the way, those are some pretty good comments. I like the way you use the word dubious.
Yes.
Speaking of dubious things, let's get on with the show. What do you know, Joe? Go with the flow.
All right. Rapper Row.
Oh, I do have crispy Kringles sitting right in front of me. Philo Fire, by the way. Yeah, I'll send you a crispy Kringle and the what did I call it? Lado beer. Lado beer, yeah. And Philo Fire says indubitably.
Indubitably. Yes, I know.
So what do you think about unicorns?
Now, there you go. There's another mythical creature of dubious existence, huh?
There's that word dubious again.
Yes. Now, you know what? It doesn't seem like it would be a far-fetched animal for it to exist. Mm-hmm. It's not unheard of for, bulls and steeds and different things to have, horns on their head. It's not totally out of the question, right?
Right.
However, is it all of the myth and folklore that is attributed to such said creature makes you wonder that how could it not exist, right?
Right. But not in the way that we think, though. Not in the way they're depicted in storybooks and news articles and magazines and movies and television shows.
Well, why not how they're depicted? Are you saying that it was just happened to be a horse with a horn on it, but then none of the magical qualities ever existed?
Right.
Okay.
Now,
I'm not as intrigued by a horse with a horn on it, but I am intrigued by the other thing.
Now, unicorns are mentioned in the Bible, as Michael Fontaine said, and that's actually a Bible Mandela effect, I do believe. But
okay, and then when they're referenced in the Bible, are they referenced as some type of enchanted horse, or just as a horse that happened to have a horn on it?
Well, I don't know. You've heard. I'll tell you a funny story. When I was about to do our show, our New Year anniversary show, whatever the hell it's called, I had a clip of Dan saying something about unicorns, and he said he was talking to good old what's her name and said some pretty out there shit about him riding on a unicorn with her.
Huh. Well, then there's that.
He's like,
Yeah,
I
I mean, I
often
would definitely. That's something that I would definitely want to look into. I don't feel like I've researched the topic enough to have like a final say on the subject one way or the other. But I have to admit that as a child, I just thought of them as nothing more than just children's tales.
uh-huh.
But as an adult, it makes in knowing that they're even mentioned in the Bible, that just definitely reconfirms for me that there may have been a day or an age when that was the norm, but that's not no longer the case. And
Yeah.
for one to actually exist today, I seriously doubt you're ever going to find one.
The
But
thing is,
but they may have existed sometime in the capacity that we can never truly understand. But go ahead.
the thing is, when we think of unicorns, we think of these magical creatures, and a lot of people put them in the same category as a Pegasus. And the Pegasus is basically a unicorn with wings on it, or maybe it doesn't have a corn on its head, but um, sometimes they have wings and they can fly and all that stuff. The unicorns, but
Yeah, Pegasus. Yeah, I
yeah,
guess that's when it has the complete set of wings and a horn and
yeah.
all the. It might be of a slightly different tail, but yeah, they're very similar.
So, what you doing there, Philo Fire? Your avatar, your not your emojis. I tell you, they're hilarious. I love them. Yeah, but let's get into the tale of the unicorn and separate fact from fiction and see what the I'm doing air quotes here science has to say about unicorns. See how I did the air quotes there?
Yeah, and you said science because nothing screams authority, a knowledgeable authority on unicorns like science.
Yeah. What a way to take away the magic, huh?
Either that or just stir in a little magic, add some nitroglycerin, and stand back.
Let's see here. Where is that stupid thing? That's angels. Oh, here we go. Um, Seji, I got a question for you.
All right, go ahead.
Your reading chops are way better than mine, and I'm not just giving you a compliment. I'm telling you the truth.
Oh, so
Um,
you got some fancy scientific article you need read, and you want me to do it?
Precisely, my good friend.
Okay, well, I will give it my best shot, my friend.
Hit me with your best shot. Pow, pow, pow. Fire away. Pew, 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 pew. Okay. Here we go. Let me get the share window up here. Yes. Yes. Here we go. All right. So, no, no, no. I want to stop seeing that commercial. Thank you. So,
All right, so this comes to us from the cut.
the cut. I believe we've dealt with these people before.
And fancy that it is in it's mythical creatures, and it's March 2019 or 29th, 2016.
Mm,
Interesting,
yeah.
because it's going to tell us about new creatures we've never heard of, and or around the year when everything was getting Mandelaized.
Whoops.
So this ought to be interesting.
This.
Keep
Yeah.
keep your keep your Mandela radar, intact, because you could see blips pop up on your Mandela radar.
Possibly.
Yes. All right. The good news is unicorns were real. Beep beep beep. Mandela radar going off already. The bad news is they were hideous. What do you mean they were real, but they were hideous?
Ah, that thing looks like a rhino beast.
Yeah, this guy doesn't look like he's going to give me a ride to the leprechaun's house anytime soon.
Yeah. That doesn't look like the kind of creature that Dan would ride naked with what's her name with.
No, definitely not. Uh, yeah, I'm not going to convince Megan Fox that this guy is, Bumblebee. That's for darn sure.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right.
Man, that thing looks weird. Anyway.
All right. So, tens of thousands of years ago, unicorns did, in fact, exist. Did you hear me?
Oh yeah.
They did, in fact,
It exists.
exist, he wrote.
Yeah.
They were just more hideous than you could ever possibly imagine. In real life, the Siberian unicorn looked more like a giant hairy rhino than a Lisa Frank horse.
Okay.
It fed at 6.5 foot, 6.5 foot, 4-ton frame by eating lots of grass, my friend.
Too bad we don't have those in these times. I could sure use one to mow my lawn every so often.
Yeah, I have a feeling they probably got the eats a lots of grass thing wrong. I bet you that it ate more than just grass.
Yeah, like Lucky Charms.
Yeah, like Lucky Charms. Grass was just part of a complete breakfast, my friend.
Yeah. Okay.
All right. The discovery of real unicorns isn't new, but according to a new study, a new 2016 Mandela affected study in the American Journal of Applied Science, they roam the earth much more recently than previously thought. Researchers from Russia's Tomsk State University found a Siberian unicorn skull in Kazakhstan. Of course, they found it in Kazakhstan.
Yeah.
That's where all of the,
Unicorns.
that's where all of the Siberian unicorn skulls are found. And they dated it to around 29,000 years ago, disproving the original theory, the one that the species went extinct 200,000 years ago. Or wait, no, 350,000 years ago.
You sound like me just then. Wait, no. I mean, if you're going to do an impression of me, at least get the voice down. I mean, come on.
Right. So close yet so far, and still so ugly, says the. I mean, they're not that ugly. They make them out to be this hideous looking thing. I mean, I think it's like they have to walk around with their head in the sand, like I'm so freaking ugly.
Well, I mean, compared to the pictures that we get of your typical unicorn with the white, the white body and the
the bright pink mane. Yeah, I get it.
But maybe those pictures that we have are kind of like the white Jesus. Maybe they're racist.
Yeah, I mean, there's that as well, and they may be two totally different things, man. Like this might be something that once existed, and the unicorn might be something that the article is just using the comparison of unicorns to get to get rubber meeting the road on this article, so someone actually clicks on it.
Here's the thing, man. It's like when I picture a unicorn, I picture it like that horse that we mentioned with just the horn sticking out of its head. And, back 1,002 or 3,000 years ago, or 35,000 years ago, as that article said, why couldn't horses have like a horn in their head? And then they evolved and lost the horn. I mean, we have zebras, for crying out loud. Zebras are basically horses just with referee stripes on them.
Mm-hmm. I read an article about zebras Curious if they were white with black stripes or black with white stripes.
Kind of like striped gum.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
It turns out I think that they were white with black stripes, but that really wasn't the point of the article. But it was definitely something that people have pondered over the years.
I'm reading some of the comments here. Please stay on the grass, man. I think I read that right. Let's see here. Big boppers, they were filled with BP and rolled into Choco Crunchy cookie bits. Pat Benatar reference. Okay. I think I'm reading too deep into this stuff. All right, let's see here. I Googled.
I'm going to
boppers.
drop those memes in real quick. It only take me a minute, but I'm going to mute up for just a second.
Oh yeah, sure. I'll go ahead and talk to the audience while you do that amongst myself. So we got he looked up boppers, bone breaking action did, and Phil Fire said that she caught. Please stay on the grass, man. And then bone breaking action was like, "Yep, you caught me." And then bone breaking action was. I said auction. Was he getting auctioning off from the Wrestling Federation of Auctioneers? Philo Fire, you are the best. The movie where they first made their appearance, Sea Ponies, was a favorite when I was little. I don't remember Sea Ponies, but I remember My Little Pony, My Little Pony. You know, My Little Pony likes to eat bologna and likes to ride by the sea. But no, seriously though. My Little Pony likes to eat bologna, and it turns out she's not a phony. Yeah! Unicorns are real, bitches. What do you think about that? Anyway, so I can hear good old Sedgy dropping memes in the background. And, also when I think of unicorns, I put the wings of the unicorns onto the unicorns automatically. Like, She-Ra has a steed. His name is Spirit. And when or Adora does. And wait, hold on. I think I'm getting the two mixed up. So when Adora is just Adora, Spirit is a Spirit. And then when she changes into She-Ra, he becomes Swiftwind. And I think when he's just Spirit, he just has the horn. Or maybe he didn't know. He's just a horse. He's just a regular horse. And then when she changes in the She-Ra, he has a horn and wings. So naturally, when I think of unicorns, I put the wings on them too. Although that's incorrect because that would just be a Pegasus with a horn in the middle of its head. So, oh well, and also, you got to think back about the TriStar. The TriStar. Do 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 do. Hold on, wait. Why don't I just show that clip of TriStar? There we go. Hold on. My Little Pony full baloney. Da 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 da. Da 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 da. Do 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 do. Here we go. This is what I think of when I think of unicorns. The hell? No! What? What's going on here? I can't fast forward it. Nothing. Oh crap! Damn! What in the hell was that all about? That wasn't what I wanted it to do.
Was that the music that you hear when you think of unicorns?
No, man. I was trying to do something before you got started, before you came back, but the hell with it. Here's what I think about, when I think about unicorns. Here's what I picture in my head, actually. And I don't give a shit if I get copyright claimed for this or not. It's beautiful, It's just what I think of. All right. Here we go. You guys ready? Here we go. Come on now. Wait a minute. That did not have a horn on its head. The fudge? Hold on, let's watch that one more time. No horn. And it's colored differently. It's colored differently. There should be rainbow wings on that thing, not. What the hell? Hey,
obviously you're confusing TriStar Pictures with some type of crazy gay porn channel that you like to watch.
No, man. I remember the TriStar horse. TriStar? TriStar horse having a corn in the middle of its head.
I mean, I'm not judging or anything. You can watch whatever it is you're into.
See, it grows the wings. Okay, see, it grows the wings. It doesn't have the wings. That's another weird part. Why does it have to grow the wings? All right, I'm gonna stop it there because I'm gonna get in so much trouble for like copyright claim or something. But I swear to you, man, that thing had a horn in the middle of it, and it was like it was a unicorn. It was like a flying unicorn, which is called a pegasus. But then when it has a horn in it, it's not called a pegasus, it's called a unicorn. So I don't understand what the heck was going on there. So that's
sounds like you were trying to work on the fly there, and apparently it wasn't exactly the way you remembered it.
No, this is freaking me out, brother. Freaking me out. Does anyone else? Okay, let me ask the audience this then, if you don't believe me. I know, I'm just kidding. Do you guys remember the TriStar horse having a unicorn thing in its head? I mean, being a unicorn?
I do remember the wings, the way that they just happened, but I can see it both ways. Like, it wouldn't be strange to me for it to be a unicorn.
Yeah. Yeah, Fire, they sprouted. They weren't on the horse originally. Did you see that? Did you notice that too?
Yeah, they grew as it was running toward the screen.
Yeah. Well, Bone Breaking Action knows or says there was no horn. But I'm gonna run that down as a video and put it in one of the Mandela residue hunters, whatever. They're what do they call those? The group? Is it a group? Hey,
Yeah,
we got,
something like that.
Hey, we got Go-Kart Bob in there. He says he remembers a flying gas station. Wow. What I want whatever he's taking. A flying gas station. Hey, there's Honor James. I doubt probably was regular horse, somewhat godlike perhaps. I don't know Honor James. What is it, Honor James or Johnner James? We've seen him before, haven't we?
On my honor, I'm not sure, James.
Oh, okay. Columbia was the goddess and stars. Columbia was the lady kind of resembled the Statue of Liberty, right?
Yeah.
That's what I. But see, that's the other thing is I remember her having a torch, the Columbia lady, and now she doesn't have a torch.
Well, she quit ever since she quit smoking. She kind of doesn't carry one.
I mean, I've watched a lot of Three Stooges back in my day, and that's who did the Three Stooges was Columbia, and I remember the Columbia lady with the torch and like but there wasn't smoke coming out of it though, Saji.
No, I was kidding.
Oh, okay. Well, let's see here. Yeah, Paramount has the stars, Philo Fire. Sounds like you're munching on celery.
Yes, I am, but it's not
Oh.
celery.
Okay.
Sorry about that.
Hey, no problem. Not like I don't ever do it. So I see you sent us the memes.
Yes, but go ahead and do yours first, and then we'll get into mine.
Okay. Well, let's
Or
just
mix them up any way you want. Don't make no difference to me.
we'll just collaborate them and call them the Thursdela. What do you mean memes? We had something funny for this earlier, remember? Backstage.
Well, what do you mean you got memes?
What do you mean memes? I have memes. Memes. I should do an intro for that. Like a total.
I mean, you got some memes?
I have some memes, yes, sir, and so do you, but I'm gonna show mine first, I guess. There's no shame in that. Well, I guess it would help if I hit the share button. I've been doing this for now 4 years almost. Uh-oh, I'm losing internet, people. Bear with me. All right. Here's the first meme of the day. I like this one. The best way to give medicine to a child. See how she's got the medicine there behind the Pepsi?
Mm-hmm. Yes, I can see how that applies in lots of other ways as well.
Yeah.
But yes, that's definitely clever.
Yeah, you can't put it in their hot dogs. That's, because when they're that little, you got to chop the hot dogs up for them. But anyway. Yeah. Yeah. Here's the next one. These do get funnier, people. I don't really quite understand this one, but I thought I'd put it on there anyway. I guess 2011. Okay, I'll read it first of all. When you realize 2022 is closer than 2011. I don't really understand that. I guess it's maybe this was made back in 2000 or before 2011, and he's saying 2022 is getting. I don't know.
Yeah, apparently, I would think in that movie that this happened, and he aged in faster, different, or
reverse.
Yeah.
Benjamin Button.
So anyway, yeah. But yeah, it's one of those things where either way, it's not good.
Yeah, that movie, by the way, was based off of a true story. So, all right. I know you guys will appreciate this one, or at least will understand it better. We'll understand this better than the person that made the meme of. So there you go. There you have it. There's your political meme for the day. Which state am I in? Oh, I can't read that. Hold on. Which state am I in? Wherever you are, you're there. So there you have it. There's that one. Not quite that funny. It was funny at the time. But here's a good one, simply for this year. This is a new one this year.
All right.
I won't read this one out loud. Well, I'll kind of read it out loud. 2020, you know what? 19, 2021, you know what? 20. That's not true. Meanwhile, 2022.
Yeah, this is like somebody's first meme. Like I made my first meme today. This is it. And we're all supposed to laugh. Ah, you did good first meme. And then I pat you on the back and I walk over and I say to Armor, he's got such a long way to go, my friend.
Yeah. Yep. Well, I do like the expression though. I mean, it's like where are we headed now? You know.
Oh yeah, she's definitely that picture of that girl showed up in lots of memes.
Oh yeah.
That expression is priceless. They can say
Speaking.
all kinds of crazy stuff. But yeah, definitely cute. It wins a cute award for cute meme.
Here's here's this, of course. Missing Joe Biden's memory and leadership skills. And it says something there at the bottom. I can't read that. Hold on. Oh,
The Democratic Party.
yeah. So there you go. There's that one. Man, see, when you don't do the memes, they're just not as funny.
It's not hard. It's not easy finding good memes. I'll tell you. Sometimes I just have to pass because I can't find anything good, man.
And this one is close to what day it is today. Today's the 6th. So, well, it was a solid 5 days ish or 5-ish days. Here's the 2022.
Yep. Of not 5 days of not drinking. Yeah.
Yeah. So
That's about how long people make it. Like you can't tell you how crowded gyms are for like about another 7 to 10 days, and then all of a sudden the regulars, come back from Hawaii because all the newbies have cleared out of there.
yeah. Yeah. Now I get what that means. Okay. It's like because everyone makes New Year's resolutions and it only lasts about 5 days almost.
Yes.
Like, yeah. Okay. Cool. I like this one. I did get a good laugh out of this one. Why can't you just be normal? I guess that was 2021. And then
Yeah.
2022 screams.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep. That we still had some sense of normalcy, at least, or at least, the scream for wanting normal again, and then last year, even those people freaking lost it.
Now here's your memes. Your memes are probably going to be funnier.
Well, they're a little edgy this time. You're forewarned. If you're easily offended or can be, easily triggered or emotionally harmed easily, then you should probably just tune out for a few minutes.
Here we go. Here's this one.
All right.
I'll read this one.
Go ahead.
Bones. How long would COVID-19 last? Damn it, Jim. I'm a doctor, not a politician. Yeah. Yeah. That's pretty funny. Pretty edgy, too, for this channel, I might say.
Yeah. Well, wait till you see what's coming up.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. I've seen a part of it. I'll let you read this one.
Point to your least favorite vegetable. Oh, what are they pointing at? I don't get it, bro.
The tallest vegetable in the room, I guess.
I see.
Yeah.
They're saying Joe. Oh, okay, I get it now.
Oh man, that's a good one. That's a good one. Very controversial, though.
Mm-hmm. I can see they're all in agreement with the least favorite vegetable.
Look at all. Okay, first of all, you guys got to know what all the flags are. Okay, so this looks like a tense living situation. Well, you got the upstairs neighbors that are, gay, and then, down below them lives the rednecks, and over next to them is Russians, but not just Russians. The what was
Commie bastards, my
yeah
friend.
the communist. Well, but what's that other flag there? And their next door neighbors next to the gay people.
That's just the standard white blinds, I guess. Yeah.
Oh, white blinds. I see.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But bum.
Yeah. All right. Yeah, that would be a pretty intense living situation. I will.
Yeah.
Okay, here's this.
All right. So I'm not sure if she is anti-gun or pro-domestic violence, or but what do you say?
I think that's a take on like people just the way they are nowadays, just quick to shoot a guy rather than to fist fight out in the streets for your honor. I don't know.
Right? Yeah. Yeah. I had to say, it made me like scratch my head. Like, I mean, I don't, I don't know if I mean, is that really the message? I mean, I don't know, but
Well, unless it's sexual, and then you could go down a whole different rabbit hole with that.
yeah, my discernment says the only way that this is even like applicable is in um and making it just for this purpose of trolling online. Like putting this message on there, putting it on a girl, putting it in an activist situation, and just getting and see what people say. Because there's no real reason to ever say, like in real life, that men should use their fists. I mean, well, it's a promoting of violence, and that's always shunned upon in most social intercourse.
Right. But yeah, I mean, this is women saying this, but I mean, I think basically they're talking about like if someone mouths off to you and then you punch them in the nose or something, and real men
Oh
use
yeah,
fist.
yeah, yeah. It's definitely one of those things. I definitely had to include it just so we could have this conversation.
Yeah, it's a good conversation.
Yeah.
But we'll move on now.
All right.
Okay, now what's this? This doesn't look like a meme at all.
Well, let's see it.
This next one, hold on. Ugh. I had to click twice for
But
some reason.
remember when Donald J. Trump was giving his State of the Union address and Nancy Pelosi was behind him shredding up all the papers?
Oh yeah.
Well, she didn't want him to do that State of the Union address because of the whole impeachment thing. She tried to shame him out of it, basically.
Yeah.
And this was the letter that he sent her, letting her know that he would be doing that address. And this is probably part of the reason why she was so pissed. She felt compelled to rip up those papers standing behind him. And I'm not saying that it's true, but if it is true, I believe that it would be enough to make her so angry. I mean, I could read the letter to you, but they want you to pay attention to the first letter of each sentence.
Okay, yeah. I see what's going on here.
Yeah.
I won't read that last part out loud, but yeah, that's funny.
Yeah.
That's great. I like it. I like it, man.
Yeah. But, I mean, if you wanted to, you could actually take time to read the actual letter. But I think the message was received loud and clear. What do you think, my friend?
Yeah, I was going to say the message is clear, and definitely there is a lot of truth to that statement. And, it's hard to see on here on this screen, though, but if you people out there, you get it, then you get it. You get it? Okay, good.
Yeah.
So I think, let's see here. Yeah, that's the last one, dude.
Yeah, I knew we were getting down there. So yeah, so that's it.
That's it. That's all there is.
That's all
Well,
there is.
don't
I'm
make.
still pointing at my least favorite vegetable, my friend.
Yeah. Well, here's the deal.
All right.
A lot of people talk about angels, and they like to debate them and if they're real or not, and what is exactly an angel? Like, what do you define is an angel? I know our good friend Armor Up has covered this on more than one occasion with people asking what exactly are angels, what's their purpose. And my only answer to that is they're not exactly like you see depicted with the wings and the halo and the fat chubby limbs and all that stuff, but rather they are whatever you think they are. Like, there are, to me, they're like they're humans just like you and I, but with powers that God gave them. Like, and in the Bible it says that when he created people, he commanded the angels to bow down and worship the humans that he had created. And that's part of why Satan got mad. But I won't go into all of that. I'm just talking about angels in general and what they are. And I think that they are real. I believe in them and everything. But you watch shows like Highway to Heaven, or Leave It to Angel or something like that, and then you just wonder. In Highway to Heaven, Jonathan Smith was an angel that, but the thing is, they kind of break the rules on that show because he was a human that had died and then became an angel. And I don't really believe in that sort of thing. I don't believe a human could ever become an angel. Angels are always angels and have been angels since the beginning of time, and humans are always humans and always going to be humans. However,
However,
it doesn't mean that your spirit can't rise above things. If you're a good person here on earth and you do good deeds and good works, and you don't do them for selfish reasons, and you basically do what Jesus wants you to do and stuff like that, that you can be redeemed and go to different
like a
places.
coupon.
No, that's a different kind of redeem.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I think so. But with all that being said, I do think that angels live amongst us. Some of them do. Some of them are in heaven. Some of them are right here on earth, and some of them we can't even see that they're right beside us all the time. That's our guardian angels. But these are just my beliefs, mind you. I'm not
Oh
basing
no!
this.
Hey! If you want to get into specifics, I honestly feel that I have specifically met an angel,
Oh,
and I'm
really?
not sure if it was an angel or if it was a guardian angel, maybe. And I also feel like I've met a temptress, a demon, if you will.
Yeah.
She totally seduced me, and hours later, I was arrested for the first time in my life.
Mm.
And I succumbed to the enchantments of a temptress, and I paid the consequences, my friend. And I've also been blessed with the fortune of meeting the right person at the right time and getting through an awkward situation, and believing after the fact that that person solely existed just for that purpose in that moment. And was that not, quote unquote, how we think of an angel? Did I lose you? You walked away on me? That's okay. But I think it is. I think that's exactly what we think of as when we think of an angel or a guardian angel, if in that kind of a sense, you know. If that person wouldn't have been there to alter the circumstances, they could have turned out gravely or drastically different. And in my opinion, and that's a random occurrence that by chance or fate brought them into that position to be that deciding factor for you. I mean, whenever that occurs, you can't help but wonder, right?
Yeah. And, I agree with Go Kart Bob in a way. He says, of course, angels exist. I think that they are a spirit that can manifest in the flesh. And I do agree with that because, I mean, there's people that walk up to you sometimes, and it's just at that moment where you need something the most, or you need someone the most to talk to you, or you just, or sometimes there's a moment where I think we're being tested where someone will walk up to you and they might ask for a few bucks, and you might think that, oh, they're just going to use it to buy whiskey or something like that. So you either give it to them or don't give it to them. But I think if there's people that come up to you and ask you for a few bucks, and even if you think they might buy the whiskey with your money or bullshit, then don't judge it. Don't just automatically assume that. I always give them a few bucks and just try to assume the best in people. Try to say, well, yeah, about 10 years ago, I wouldn't have given them the couple of bucks because I know they probably would have bought whiskey with it. But I'm gonna assume the best out of this person and hope that they do use it to go buy him a sandwich or something.
Oh yeah, but then you can take it to a whole different level, my friend. I mean, I get what you're saying, and for a lot of us, the case of interaction randomly with the general public, a lot of times boils down to just those kind of encounters, and I'm not trying to take anything away from that, but you can take it to a whole different level too, my friend, where you actually you actually stop and you talk to the homeless person, get to know his name and what a real pulse on the situation is, and take him and get him a sandwich and a fifth of whiskey because you know he's going to have a good night tonight and not have to get in any trouble if you get him one. You know what I mean? And it's not like it's necessarily a bad thing or a good thing to give them the money. The thing is, it's when you have a chance encounter with somebody, there's always a possibility that they can alter or affect your life in either a positive or a negative way, and only by giving that each opportunity when it presents itself, exploring the opportunity to let that person be is where most of us kind of get hindered in the results because we get tired of having the unnecessary drama in our life. To be quite honest, whenever you take a chance on somebody, you're also taking a chance on them bringing potential drama your way, and we've came in, as a society, to avoid the drama, to be really brief with people we encounter in social situations like out shopping or meandering with the public, but that I think that there's been chances and opportunities sometimes present themselves in those fashions. In other ways, they literally come from bumping into somebody or just sitting next to them on an airplane or trying to they randomly are looking for something in the store and they mistake you for a employee and they're trying to find something. You could easily join them in the search for whatever they're looking for, as you could explain to them that you're not an employee of the store. But that could be a chance encounter or an opportunity. It's all in it's all in your perspective. It really is.
Well, I had an opportunity that presented itself the other day, and I talk about angels being disguised as the flesh and maybe testing us from time to time, or maybe they're sent here by God to test us on our virtue, and maybe not. Maybe we just good deeds just present themselves. But I said all that to say this: I had someone just the other day at was it Walmart? Yeah, it was Walmart. This this lady who had no legs or had short legs. I can't remember. I think they were like really short legs. And
She had very hairy, short legs. I remember. I was there. Go ahead.
well, no, she was in a wheelchair.
Oh, well, they weren't that hairy then.
No, no.
Okay.
She was in a wheelchair, and she asked me just simply, "Hey, could you reach up there and grab that thing for me?" So I reached up and grabbed it. It was no problem. And I didn't make a big deal of it. I didn't want to seem like, oh, here I am, Mr. Big Guy, doing you a good deed. No, I didn't do that.
You didn't go, well, yes, lady in a wheelchair, I tall, blonde haireth man will reach up and grabbeth this container for you and humbly bring it down to thy chariot. You didn't do it like that?
No, I didn't. No.
Oh, okay.
No, my whole point is like, what was my point? You Harrington, you messed me up.
I'm sorry. Well, you had a lady ask you to hand you some random item that remains unknown to the rest of the world.
Right.
Go ahead.
But no, I handed it to her, and just to break the tension, so to speak. I don't think there was tension. I even made a joke. She said something about tall people, and I'm like, well, at least I'm good for something,
Uh-huh.
So that's all I said. I just made it like she was a part of
like she's good for nothing. At least you have one attributing value.
No,
you can reach up and grab tall stuff.
No.
I see what you did there.
No.
You're so cruel and non-empathetic, my friend.
Fuck you! You can't reach it. No. I was like,
I'll call you next time I need something up off the ground. Okay.
No, man. No, seriously though. No, I said it meaning like most of the time I'm good for nothing.
Oh, okay. I see what you
mean. At least I'm good for some things is what I was saying. I'm not saying like I'm good for something, you're good for nothing. That's funny, Sanji. We're going to use that in the skit. All right.
Okay. All right.
Write that down. Okay.
I think we actually just did.
Yeah, I think so.
But I digress.
Yeah, you digress a lot,
I do digress a lot. I digress, on a regular basis.
Not only do you digress a lot, but you also what was that word you used in that Suso interview? You were like,
I don't remember. You'd have to tell me.
You kept saying like, what was it at the end of each sentence? If you will,
I do remember the thing. I just don't remember what the word was. But I do like letting things, once you catch on to something clever, running it in the ground a little bit, like on Mars, my friend.
Yeah, like they do on Mars.
Yeah, like on Mars.
Yeah. Remember when we tried to make that a thing?
Yeah, like I'm doing right now. I just decided to do it again.
I just wonder how many people remember that,
Yeah, put a thumbs up in chat if you remember the episode where the lady said that everything was like on Mars.
So, but we have spent a good 13 minutes or so talking about angels.
Or is that what we're talking about?
Yeah,
I thought we were talking about getting helping out short people.
No, not at all.
Okay.
No, I have an article here referring to angels.
Okay.
And again, I'm going to need your help on this one.
All right.
Hopefully, it's a short article like the last one was. Not that you're incapable of handling.
Well, if it's anything too tall for me, I'm sure you'll be able to handle it.
Yeah, just let me know if you need any help with the top lines.
Okay. I will definitely do that.
But this article comes from... No, you don't. No, get off of my screen, you jackass. No, that's not who the article comes from, but I can't believe you didn't make a joke there, Saji.
Well, I was still thinking of one. You came in for me.
Okay. But no, here's the article, sir.
All right.
I'm glad they didn't say is angels real. That would have been
Is you is or is you ain't real, my angels. All right. So this is from Benjamin Radford, March 29th, 2018. All right. So a little bit more recent.
and this comes from Live Science. We seem to be doing a lot of these live science things.
All right. All right. And angels surround us all the time, figuratively, if not literally, especially during the holidays. They appear in paintings, etchings, figurines, t shirts, posters, excuse me, posters, and just about everything else. Angels appear in several religions. For example, in Islam, angels are said to be made of light, while Christian angels were willed into being by God. Early versions of angels had no gender, though later Christian angels were tall, slender males with soft features, often dressed in flowing robes, especially tailored around their large white wings. Angels are said to be either immortal or greatly long lived. Though originally they were specifically religious figures, angels have become more secular over the years. I don't know if I agree with that, but okay, we'll just go with it. And today they are widely associated with the New Age movement, populated by pagans, atheists, and those who consider themselves spiritual, my friend.
What
You
do
have
they
something you want
mean?
to add?
I'm just saying, what do they mean, pagans, atheists, and so forth? Isn't that the opposite of people that would believe in angels?
No, they hijack everything they possibly can and try to take it as their own.
Oh, I see. Okay.
Yeah, and angels are definitely not considered sacred by any stretch of the imagination. Pardon the pun.
Okay.
Uh,
That just seems weird.
yeah, I mean the New Age movement especially writes lots and lots of books about angels and angelic contact, or enormously popular uh, with titles like "Where Angels Tread" and "Angels: Who They Are and How They Help." They typically contain discussions of angels in scripture, along with heartwarming true stories of modern day miracles attributed to heavenly visitors. Popular television shows such as Highway to Heaven, 1984 to 1989, and Touched by an Angel, 1994 to 2003, helped cement the prominence of angels in American popular culture. I would have to say that like these new age bookstores and stuff, you see all kinds of little angel ornaments and books just like the ones they just mentioned, and it's a slippery slope. It's a gray area where the biblical angel attributes fade, and fade off, in the new agey conceptual angels begin. I mean, it turns into a messy sloth, if you will, in certain regards, where it takes a lot of discernment to literally discern between the two of them.
Yeah. And I mentioned Highway to Heaven earlier when we were talking about angelic things, I do believe.
Yes. Yeah, it's a very popular show. I mean, I have to admit, I used to enjoy it. The concept and the idea of an angel, and especially a guardian angel, is intriguing to the human psyche, and with it being one of the major attributes in the in the biblical teachings. It's something that you can't, even though, even if you're just lightweight into religion, you want to you want to, you can be romanticized by the concept of angelicness, and speaking and interacting with angels. I mean, that sounds like such a fun, positive thing to do, right?
Right. But are angels real, though? That's what we're here to find out, by golly.
Right. Well, here we have religious angels.
Wait,
So
wait,
the
wait,
word,
wait. Hold on.
all right,
I wanted to read this real quick because I think it's kind of important.
all right. Well, let's read it. Go ahead.
Because you got reports of near-death experiences through mostly in those who have pre-existing belief in them, of course. And
Uh-huh.
then among UFO believers, for an example, they claim that angels are actually aliens instead of externals. And this comes from Eric von Daniken. For an example, offer several popular, if significantly what do you say? Dubious? You said dubious. Yeah. Dubious books in the 1970s claimed that biblical stories of Abraham and Joseph describe them meaning aliens, not angels, mind you. Now, the reason why I thought that this was important to bring up is I thought it was interesting that we've talked about this before in the past about, you know, there are people that believe that angels are alien by nature, and there is a famous painting, if you recall, that features Mary holding the baby Jesus, and it shows what appears to be a UFO flying in the background.
Yes, I'm familiar with the painting. I've seen it here just recently online.
Yeah. So yeah, and we
It's
did.
a classic manger scene.
Mm-hmm. And
And a lot of times people will include it in they put the spaceship in their actual manger scenes when they put them like in their lawns and stuff, just as kind of as funny tribute to that painting.
oh really?
Yeah.
Huh. That is kind of funny. But yeah, let's go on to religious angels. But I thought that was an interesting point about how some people believe that they're aliens.
Well, yeah, it's not the first time I've heard that concept, and I mean, it's not like a super far fetched comment. I mean, um, uh, what essentially happens when you when you get, abducted by an alien, you get taken to a non-disclosed location, and some type of interaction occurs, and then you get placed back on Earth with some type of foggy memory, if you're lucky, right? Of the occurrence. And I can see like how, like, based on some of the what was the one that you said who and who got did such and such with the angels in the Bible?
Abraham and Joseph.
Yeah, was it their encounter something similar to that as well?
I do believe you are correct, sir.
Yes. So I mean, there you have it. I mean, and then from what I understand, angels specifically are tasked with the chore or the purpose of being messengers. That's their reason they were created. And some angels were created in order to sing the praise to the Lord. They actually sing praises
Mhm.
and glory to the Lord. Like, if you imagine people going around singing Christmas carols, but they sing glory to the Lord instead. That's what they do. They're carolers, but they're angel carolers. So are you with me?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, and that's it. I mean, um, that's the real purpose of an angel. So they have a job, and their job is to get a message from somehow some place to another place. I don't, but on what capacity is that message received, and at what capacity from which it is sent, and are we ever the recipient of such said message? So an angel could be sent into your life to guide you or lead you in a certain direction if that's the direction that God's trying to encourage you to move in. That would legitimately be a reason for an angel to arrive. Yes.
Yeah, I agree with that. I agree with the messenger aspect of all of that, what you just said, because an angel sent the message to Mary that she was to give birth to Jesus, and our good friend Armor has talked about this as well, about angels being messengers primarily.
Yes.
But let's see
So
what.
with that being said, let's read on. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So the word angel comes from the Greek word anglos.
Geek.
Yeah,
Yeah.
geek or Greek,
Yeah.
whichever way, which means messenger. In Hebrew, angels take many forms, usually appearing as human or glowing light or aura, often, especially in cases of averted tragedy or disaster. Remember when we looked at those pictures of the accident
Oh
scenes and we
yeah.
saw all the glowing lights and auras?
Yeah, that one picture of the angel hovering over that car was really something else, I'll tell you.
Yeah, so I mean, I think we can easily contest to that being a true statement. Yes.
Yeah.
All right. But
Definitely.
angels will not be seen at all, but instead their presence recognized by their actions. If something good, unexpected, or seemingly inexplicable happens, it's often assumed to be the result of a divine or angelic intervention. The angels most people are familiar with today are Christian angels, which originate from the Hebrew Testaments. The Catholic Church devoted considerable effort to describing and developing an extensive hierarchy of angels. There were many different types of angels, archangels, seraphim, and so on, with an official census of nearly 500,000.
Mm. Whoa. 500,000, huh?
Yep. And in his book, A Dictionary of Angels, The Free Press, 1967, researcher Gustav Davidson devotes nearly 400 pages to identifying and listing angels. Many angels were created or endorsed by religious authorities, but others were fabricated by quasi religious scholars and lay people, as Davidson notes. To invent an angel, a hierarchy or an order in a hierarchy required some imagination, but not too much ingenuity. It was sufficient merely to one, scramble letters together of the Hebrew alphabet, two, juxtapose such letters in anagrammatical, acronymic, or cryptogrammatic form, and
Hmm.
three, tack on to any place, property, function, attribute, or quality using the suffixes "l" or "irian." Thus, according to Davidson, Had, the ancient Greeks essentially created a pantheon of gods to worship. Angel enthusiasts created a pantheon of angels, some more historically legitimate than others. So basically, it's like white pages, a who's who in the Rolodex of angels and their different hierarchies and things of that nature. So, yeah, that's kind of cool. Um, but it's again, it's one of those things. Like when you get into that deep into the weeds, how legitimate? How long can it stay legitimate? You know?
Oh yeah. Man, okay. There's not very much of this article left.
That would be an interesting book to look at, though. Like if it's available at your public library or something.
Library, what is that?
Yeah, I know, right?
Hmm. Do you mean the internet? Is that
Well,
a
what was the
library?
title of that book again? I can't remember. The Dictionary of Angels or something like that.
Hold on one second.
Scroll up just a little.
Yeah, Dictionary of Angels
Yeah,
by
Gustav Davidson.
mhm.
That sounds like that would be a pretty cool book to look at.
Now we're getting to the meat of the subject, my friend. The real angels, as it says. Real angels. Let's see.
Real angels. They're trying to keep it real. Huh?
They're trying to keep it on the real rail. Did you know that there's actually a store called the Real Real?
No, but I bet you they have some pretty good deals.
Yeah, probably. Probably so. I mean, their deals are probably real deals, you know?
Yeah, if I can get the real deal at Real, that'd be a deal.
Yeah.
All right. So, despite centuries of theological speculation about angels, from their number to their duties to how many can dance on the head of a pin, no one knows if they exist outside of stories and legends. Many believe they do. Plato, Aristotle, for example, were convinced that they exist. In modern times, polls suggest that nearly 70% of Americans think angels are real. Unfortunately, about the same percentage of Americans think that Joe Biden won the election, but I digress.
There goes the show, folks.
In their book, Paranormal Americas, sociologists Christopher Baden F. Carson, Mencken, and Joseph Baker note angels pervade popular culture and books, television shows, and movies. Believers exchange informal testimonials and newsletters and interpersonal conversations about the potential power of angels to influence the world, and more than 500,000 Americans, 53%, believe that they have personally been saved from harm by a guardian angel. What say you, Hebrew 77? Have you ever been personally saved from a harm by a guardian angel, my friend?
Well, I got to tell you, the year was 1990 or 92, somewhere in that region. And I was crossing the street one day, and I got
Did
hit by.
it happen to be in the month of May?
That was actually probably in September or October. I was wearing a heavy denim jacket at the time with wool in the lining. And I got to tell you, so I'm crossing the street and I get hit at a speeds about 55 miles an hour. The car hit me, and it happened to be a Cadillac, mind you. And I flew
Well, if
into
you're
the
going to
air.
get taken out by the best, my friend.
Yeah, by the best. And I'll tell you about the best here in a second. Who hit me? But witness reports said I flew into the air, landed on top of the hood of the roof of the car, rode underneath, and came out and only had a few scratches on me. So I gotta say, living through that, living through having survived that, I can honestly say there was something with me. Now, was it a guardian angel? Was it the Holy Spirit? Did God Himself pull me out of that situation by divine intervention? Well, if an angel is in fact divine intervention, then yes, I would have to say 100%. A guardian angel did save my life that day.
Well, that is definitely an interesting tale. And you know, in your heart of hearts, in your guts of guts, in your inner of innards, you know what the truth was.
Uh-huh.
How much how much your life was on the line at that given moment. And I tell you what, man, having been through the recovery process of dealing with addiction issues, you know, for a brief moment in my life, when and then going to the meetings and whatnot when you go through that process or whatever, and listening to the stories that people tell of how they found their way through it, through the darkest times, from hitting rock bottom, from losing everything, that all of their physical belongings, all of their notable social clout and status in the world, even their own family shunning them and thinking that they'll never amount to nothing. They'll ever be anything more than the junkie that they are in that moment of absoluteness, when everything seems like it can never get better again for you. And then for somehow, some way, you to survive it or not end up in jail, or get shown the right path, and somehow make it to a point where you're sitting in a meeting talking about it and able to tell the tale that you survived. Um, you hear those stories a lot, and when you hear them in succession over and over through each and everybody's own personal testimonial, it really does start to prove to you that there has to be something that is a divine thing that influences its force in both a positive and negative influence, and it's really up to us to and how we choose to interact with it as to which direction that guidance is going to take us in. But the guidance is a real thing, and the influence is a real thing, and I do really believe that you can be assisted and pulled out of the darkest of darks if you're paying attention and you're looking for those signs, and you're really seeking that truth, that it does exist and you can find it. And I really believe that even to this day, you hear about all the different biblical, miracles that occurred back in the day. And I hear sometimes people say, well, miracles like that don't happen anymore. How come it only happened back in the days of the Bible? Well, if you honestly believe that, then you honestly aren't. Then you're not looking with the eyes that God gave you, because I see them happen all the time. I don't know about you, Hebrew, and just little things, as much as a little girl getting a puppy for her birthday. That's a godlike miracle to me. I don't know. What do you say about all that?
Well, wow, you really went on a rant there, didn't you? No, but there's a lot of things, a lot of little things that happen. I've been in situation after situation where I can't tell you how many times I've set a bunch of groceries up on the counter and told the retail, the guy, the person checking me out in the line, I may not be able to pay for all this stuff, but we can always put some things back. And then the person behind me say, "Don't worry about it. I'll cover whatever you can't pay for." Or even in some situations, they bought my entire grocery order for me. And that in itself to me is little miracles. And there's a lot of little miracles that happen every day, and we don't see it, or we don't recognize it as a miracle. You know what I'm saying? Like, there's a lot of people out there that are blind to the fact that these are little miracles that are happening, because what they're looking for big miracles, like somebody walking on water, or somebody coming out of a 20-year coma, or something like that. They don't see little things happening as miracles, but I do. I find the little miracles in everything, my friend.
Yeah, that's a miracle that we even were able to put a show like this together. If you think
Yeah.
about it, some guy who runs into doorknobs, and another guy who uh, has a um, questionable lint behind his ear. You know what I'm saying? But
Yeah.
uh,
You know,
uh, go
the
ahead.
thing is, it's actually a miracle every day that you wake up and you breathe another breath. I mean, there's a lot of people that go to sleep and they die in their sleep.
Oh, yeah. Well, that's a real positive note to take the show out on, my friend.
No, that's just what I'm saying is it's a miracle that we do open our eyes every time we wake up because you never know that time could come for you. So that's an example of a little miracle that we all take for granted is what I'm saying.
Well, yes, there you go, making fun of little people again.
A little, huh?
No, I'm just kidding.
Oh.
No, I'm just kidding. No, but yeah, I mean, for sure. And I can tell you this: the next time that I have a lady in a wheelchair ask me to hand her something from the top of the aisle, I am definitely going to take the most dramatic form possible and be like, "Yes, sir, young lady, I will gladly reach up to the highest point of my elevation and grab this thing that is way beyond your means of achieving and kindly hand it down to you."
You'll say it just like that, huh?
Yes.
Oh man. Well, look who we have in the audience tonight for the first time in a long time. Rippin' Rabbit Hole.
Awesome. Glad to see you, Mr. Rippin' Rabbit Hole.
Yeah. Awesome, awesome, possum, McFlossum. So, do we want to? I don't think we need to continue on with any more of that article. Do you?
Nope, I think we pretty much covered it. I think
Yeah.
I mean, unless you got something very much more
Oh.
intriguing to say, I'd say we give this room a final shout out
Well, final
and,
shout out. Heck, we're not done yet.
and start wrapping it up, my friend. But I mean, it's your show. I follow your lead.
Heck, we're only in an hour 41 minutes into it.
Well, like I said, it's your show. I follow your lead, my friend.
But no, let me go ahead and we love you too, man. We love you too. I haven't watched your show in a little while, but I'll get back onto that. No, honestly, we do have one more article here. And it's about giants, and it's weird that I would talk about giants because I had a dream the other day about Andre the Giant.
Oh, what do you mean you had a dream the other day about Andre the Giant?
Well, Andre the Giant wasn't such a giant in my dream. He was only about, I don't know, 7 foot something. I mean, he was still tall, don't get me wrong, but he was he didn't seem as tall as he does in the movies or on the wrestling matches or whatever. But the fact of the matter is he was still alive in my dream, and he wasn't French, which was weird to me. He was Mexican, and he was living in a Mexican house with a Mexican family, and he was doing stuff much like me reaching up the top shelf for that short lady, and he was doing stuff like that, reaching up and
He was doing giant things.
yeah, doing giant things.
Okay.
And so
So kind of like Jay-Z, he does big things. Andre the Giant does giant things. I'm okay, I got you. I'm with you.
let's see here.
What would be an example of a giant thing?
Well,
Like picking up skiers and setting them at the top of the ski slope?
yeah, something like that,
Yeah.
Giant. Is that the way I phrased it? He was doing giant things.
Well, that I kind of put those words in your mouth.
Oh, okay. I don't know, but that was a weird dream. And when I woke up, all the facts in my head started ringing true. I'm like, wait a minute. Andre the Giant doesn't sound Mexican. He's not Mexican. He's French. And Andre the Giant's a hell of a lot bigger than that. There's no way I could slam him. I slammed him in my dream. And it's weird, when you have a dream and you wake up, the minute you wake up, you start putting all the facts together in your head. Like, wait a minute, why would this be this way? And why was that way? And why would there be a light on and in my bedroom with nobody in it? It's those kind of facts that you put together in your head. Like, wait a minute, gremlins can't become gremlins until they're mugwise. They start off as mugwise, and then you feed them, and then they become gremlins. You know what I mean? It's stuff like that when you wake up and realize
And it's so strange those strange things that keep you up at night. I see.
Yes, the strange things that keep you up at night. But speaking of things that keep me up at night, is like
Mm.
I was thinking before we went on the show that there's all these mythological creatures out there, including giants. And we were talking about the unicorns earlier on.
Yes,
Uh,
unicorns.
unicorns are real and such, and it got me to thinking about the angels that we often talk about, the fallen angels that fell down to the earth and had sex with female humans. And
Why do you say female humans? Well, there was no female angels that had sex with male humans.
well, that's a good point. I guess that could be too. Yeah, I wasn't thinking of it that way for some reason. For some reason, I was thinking male angels would have had more of a need, I guess you would say, to like meet female
Oh,
humans.
female angels don't like to get it on with dudes.
Well, I don't know. I don't even when you read the Bible and you read about the angels, there seems to there was no mentioning of female angels or male angels. It was just angels, wasn't it?
Yeah, no, but in your mind, it's always with females.
Yeah, I don't know. I guess I'm just sexist.
Well, I mean, I guess that's how you kind of get it from spirit into flesh, as a woman has to give birth to it.
Right.
So I mean, that would be the shortest process because otherwise, I mean, like, how's a guy going to? You know what I mean? Like, if a
Yeah.
female angel comes down, she doesn't have flesh, right?
Yeah. Yeah, that's what was in my head, but I guess once they came down to earth, they fell into the flesh. Like they were flesh and blood like the rest of us, you know what I mean? Like I don't know, kind of like when oh, what's his name, lost his powers, he was able to bleed when someone punched him. It's
Right.
kind of like that, you know?
All right. I'm just trying
But
to clarify because I mean, honestly, I can see how a guy could just as easily be seduced as a woman could be.
yeah, and I understand that, but I always just thought female angels wouldn't fall because they have more willpower than male angels. That's why I was thinking the male angels fell from Earth and then had sex with female humans.
So, in other words, only guys would be lured enough to come down to get some human booty call, but
Yeah,
females would have the willpower not to for, sustain in such activities.
yeah, that's what was basically going through my brain all this time. But you do bring up a good point. There could have been female angels, I guess, that came down and got them some. You know,
Right? I mean, granted, like 90% of the adult video rentals at the video store are by men with shady attire and sunglasses on. There are a few purchases made throughout the course of the day by women, my friend.
yeah, that's true. I guess I'm just being sexist. Well,
Yeah.
that's but let's get to the point here. The
All
point
right.
I was trying to make.
Right.
The point I'm trying to make is like when they did such a thing,
Uh-huh.
their offspring became different different creatures. Like it wasn't just pure humans. Because when you think of angels, you think
It's
of
a crossbreed, a mixed breed, if you will, right?
well, here's the thing. When people generally think of angels, they think of just like humans but with wings, but that's not necessarily the case. Angels, of course, can take many forms, and originally I think angels might have been half animal, half angel, or maybe they were full animal. Like maybe angels had hooves or something. Who knows, right? So I
Well,
mean,
you said they came into a fleshly form, so when they came into their fleshly form, it would have been whatever it would have been. Like,
right.
if they would have been human, they would have been human. Like, if it would have been, I don't know, a horsely, it would have been horsely like. I mean,
Yeah.
yeah.
But I mean, like what I'm saying is whatever an angel is, it is. And then when it comes down, it still has that DNA in them.
Okay, or that form.
All right.
All
So
right.
my
So,
point,
like a minotaur, for instance.
right, that's my point. Yes, a minotaur would be a result of a fallen angel um,
Gotcha.
integrating with a human. And that's one of the most popular beliefs is, and that's why I wanted to mix the whole angel talk that we had a while ago with some of the mythological creatures. And when I was younger, though, when I was younger, I didn't know any better. Didn't really know
Huh?
about the fallen angels and stuff. I always imagined that the reason why we had minotaurs was because or minotaurs or minotaurs, which
Yeah,
is
either way, I know what you mean.
yeah. The reason
Taurus,
why
Taurus, whatever.
I thought like the Greek gods, like they sent down people and like they had sex with animals and they got a human animal hybrid, but you know, more and more I think about that way, it just doesn't make sense.
Well, I mean, it's funny you bring this up because I was actually speaking to Armor about it in a recent phone conversation, and he was bringing it to my attention that that's where he thinks like Hercules and Poseidon and all of them, like the ones that were like son of Thor, son of Odessa or whatever. The those were those godlike beings like Hercules. He had the strength of 100 men, but he was still in the form of a man.
Right.
Um, Now, when you get into these other classes where they're like half breeds with animals, I mean, again, I would have to understand the lineage of like get out the book and see who the father of the Minotaur was, like, and then I could then we could make the logical cases for each one, I guess. But I do think there's probably some truth to that.
But also truth to something is something I was trying to segue into a while ago when I mentioned Andre the Giant, because Andre the Giant and other people like him, people who stand at 7 foot through 2 or 7 foot 3 or even 7 foot 11 for that matter, or even 8 foot tall. There's been
Uh,
accounts of 8 foot tall men and women. I
well,
think,
yeah, I mean, look at
and
Shaquille O'Neal.
yeah, but I
He's
mean,
very close to 8 feet tall.
and it seems like people are being taller and taller and taller these days. And to me, and this is a bit of a stretch, but what if those are
A
remnants of
bit of a stretch. I see what you did there.
a bit of a stretch, right? But what if those are remnants of giants? Like they say giants became extinct because of the flood, the great flood, but what if some giants did survive the great flood? I mean, it is possible if they stood like so many feet tall, like if they were as tall as like skyscrapers back in those days, then it's possible they could have survived and their bloodline could have gone on and on and on. And as they
Yeah, but
evolved,
then you're saying, but here's where that gets funky, and
okay,
and, and the only reason I can honestly say this is because again, I just recently had this conversation with Dharmer, so he kind of pointed out this point to me, but I would agree with it even if he hadn't. Um, then that would mean that God doing the whole Noah thing and doing the great flood to wipe out the 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 um the other races. That was the whole point of the flood. That would be saying that God failed in his task of cleansing the earth. When he did, the whole point of the flood was to cleanse the earth of those other races. That would be saying that God failed
those
in his
other
cleansing process.
the I don't know if I would say races.
Well, you know what
Yeah,
I'm saying.
yeah.
The other,
The abominations that were
yes,
created
the
by angels.
abomination. Yes,
Yeah.
yes.
But here's the deal with that though. There has been things that survived from the great floods. Like we talk about the unicorns and dragons. Maybe there was such thing as unicorns and dragons and they were killed off in the flood. But there has been some things that survived the great floods that evolved, like the woolly mammoth, for an example. It was killed off in the great flood, but we still have and the evolved version of its ancestors, the elephants. You
I
know?
mean, yeah, I mean, I guess you could get into semantics there, but I'm just saying that to agree that the giants survived the floods in the sense that the same exact giants exist post flood and somehow survived pre flood to exist in post flood. I can see how that is a controversial subject, and I would
Well,
have to
let's
say I would lean towards maybe giants existed post flood, but not necessarily the exact same giants.
well here's what I think. I
All
think
right.
let's just say that there were a couple giants that were like good, like they were good guys, and maybe they were spared. Maybe God decided to spare one or two of them, and
You mean
maybe
guys that like helped short women at grocery markets and stuff?
yeah, he wanted exactly. He wanted giants around to help short women at grocery stores.
All right. Okay.
But
Yeah,
like,
I can see
but
that.
yeah, so like,
Uh,
but they're not complete evil giants. Like they weren't mixed blood. They weren't
well,
mixed
they
into.
won't molest you and create mixed blood babies like those other giants do.
No, see, this is going to sound wrong when we play it back. Mixed blood babies? Oh no, man. No, 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 no. I know what you
Okay.
mean. I know what you mean, but it's not sounding right. It just isn't.
All right. I'm
Mixed
sorry.
blood
I
baby.
don't. I don't. I don't mean
Uh,
to make it sound like that.
oh no, man.
Never
Uh,
mind the molest you part.
yeah, yeah, yeah. Mixed blood babies. Oh boy.
How dare you say mixed blood babies?
Yeah. oh no. Where is this show going? Oh my gosh.
All right, and you were saying, Hebrew?
Yeah, I was I was trying to say like
Uh,
mixed blood babies. oh my gosh, that's hilarious. Oh, it's wrong. It's so wrong, but it's the context. I mean, anyway, maybe okay. Let me pull it together. Maybe there was a giant baby that made it aboard the ship somehow, but it was a baby, and Noah didn't know it was going to be a giant. See, and so there maybe there was two of them,
so
and
maybe somehow it got past Noah's security check details.
yeah.
It played this soft alpha as like I don't know, uh, uh, a really nice baby, but really it's an evil Nephilim baby.
yeah. Oh,
Okay. All
okay.
right,
So
I'm 100% in on this conspiracy theory, my friend. But just because I just want to have fun with it. So
right.
let's keep going. Go ahead.
So the
All right,
giant
so
babies.
he sneaks in. And he's like on the hatch underneath the zebras. Okay.
yes. And so yeah, they get by, and then like millions or thousands of years happen, and then like the DNA gets passed around, and then the DNA becomes sort of just like normal. But as they evolve, see, as they evolve, they become shorter and shorter. Like let's say a regular giant back in the Bible days was like, I don't know, 21 stories tall, for example. I don't know. And just a regular size like person giant is only like 7'11" or something like that, you know? And that's how he evolved. He evolved into a regular sized person giant. And so then that would mean that giants are real and that they do exist, but they're just not giant giants. They're just human normal giants.
So rather large humans, but not a whole entire race of 12-foot giant doing giant stuff.
Yeah, doing giant stuff. Like lifting up someone to get a can of Pillsbury cinnamon rolls off the top shelf.
Right. Yeah.
But no, I do have a whole article here about giants and if they are real and if they existed for sure. But
Well,
now,
let's see who we're getting our trusted information from on this subject.
probably it looks like maybe the same news people that brought you does angels really exist? Discover or whatever. So let's see this.
All right.
Wait. Oh no. Well, you could still read it. It's just you got that thing at the bottom. So, all right. Let me go ahead and bring it on the screen here. Zoop. There you go.
All right. You got one free article left, by the way.
Huh?
You have one free article left, it says.
Oh man. Well, I can't use this ever again
Yeah.
unless I pay for it. That's never going to happen.
All right. So this is the magazine, I guess. The Sciences.
Yeah, science. So let's hear from science.
Discover magazine. Did giants ever exist? The question isn't as crazy as it sounds. It's not as crazy as it sounds, Hebrew.
Really?
Nope. Gigantopithecus. Yes, that's right. I said Gigantopithecus.
Mm-hmm.
Blackie is the largest hominoid that ever lived.
Hominoid?
Yes, hominoid.
Hmm.
The closest thing to giants we've discovered. Let's see what this bad boy looks like. All right, there he is.
Yeah, there's the. He looks rather small for a giant, I must say.
Well, but he's really large for a freaking hominoid.
Yeah, hominoid, whatever that is.
All right. It's all relative, my friend.
Oh, okay, I guess so. Okay.
The giants of myth and legend have no basis in reality. Human-like beings who grow up to 20 feet and do giant things or more are stuff of fiction. And even far in the past, there's no evidence hominins ever got much taller than we are today.
Well, what about Simonins?
The cinnamon, no, that's a taller tail, my friend.
Oh, okay.
Some remarkable exceptions among Homo sapiens have existed, but they are most often the result of hormonal disorders, such as such conditions occur when body produces excess growth hormones throughout life. Those who suffer from these disorders, as was the case for the tallest man ever measured, Robert Wadlow, continue to grow for years. Wadlow stood 8 feet 11 inches tall, making him a veritable giant to most of us. But he still wasn't tall enough to do giant things.
Yeah, that's true.
But his stature came at a cost. Wadlow reportedly had little sensation in his feet and died of an infected blister in his early 20s.
Ooh.
Other abnormally tall individuals can also suffer from issues related to either their height or to their condition that led them to grow so tall. There are few signs that ancient humans ever grew much taller than we do, while anthropologist Lee Berger once claimed that some members of a species of archaic hominin H. Heidelbergensis grew over 7 feet tall. There's little evidence that that's true. If anything, ancient humans, I lost my place, were shorter than we were. Neanderthal stood on average several inches shorter than us.
Hmm.
Oh man. So to find true giants, we must look to New York, where the New York Giants often. Wait, no.
I don't think that says that, my friend.
Uh, we must journey back even further to our primate ancestors, the giant ape species. Yeah, because apes are our ancestors, my friend.
According to this, yeah.
According to this, yes.
Uh,
Gigantopithecus blackie may have stood up to 10 feet tall and died out just a few 100,000 years ago, meaning our evolutionary cousins existed alongside them. All right. So G. Blackie may have been the closest thing to ever existed to mythical Bigfoots and Sasquatches, but today there's no giants to speak of. Huh.
okay, well there you go. See, that was short enough.
I see what you did there. Short enough.
That was no tall tale, my friend.
No, it was definitely not tall enough to go around doing giant things.
No, you gotta be a giant to do giant things.
Yes. Like on Mars.
Like on yeah, like on Mars. Oh man, but what a thing to say though. I mean, it kind of goes with what you because they talk about thousands of years ago. Well, when did the flood happen? It happened thousands of years ago, and not millions of years ago when they claimed that the dinosaurs existed, but thousands of years ago, mind you. So it kind of does square off to what the Bible tells us.
Now, the other thing that I find interesting is I like to look at a lot of old maps. Like I try to look up maps from like around the year 1600 because those are the ones that are the hardest to find. That's around the year 1600 is when a lot of historical things are kind of lost. They get lost in the days of the history book, so to speak. There's like a couple hundred years that are seemingly unaccounted for, and it all usually stems around that particular time frame. And on those particular maps, a lot of times there was a lot of still undiscovered or partially undiscovered
Country.
countries or land, especially if you go by the official narrative with the whole Christopher Columbus and Lewis and Clark expeditions, blah blah blah. And when on those particular maps, they show like areas of like where Seattle is, and and Washington State and Alaska. They depict that as being giant territory, and they show an actual illustration of a giant, and
Wow.
it's just funny that they show that particular area of land because it's considered kind of like a higher elevation, and trees grow really really big and old, like those old oaks and super tall trees like Paul Bunyan s type trees grow there, and you think of a giant chopping down big trees, you think of Paul Bunyan, and that's kind of like where the tale of Paul Bunyan originates from, is in those lands, in those areas. So to say that there was never a particular a race, or let's not even use race, but like a village of giants, or an outbreak where it was a genetically prone quality for those specific individuals in their specific living environment, conducive to them growing large, and their large being to their advantage. Then I can see that it totally legitimately may have happened. But
Yeah.
as far as being something that normally it would occur on a regular basis, well, I think that you know based on life experience, I'd have to go with probably not.
Well, I've seen a giant in real life before. I've seen them in several locations, actually.
Oh, really? How so?
Yeah, he was just standing in front of a grocery store holding giant grocery bags. Now, where did the giant grocery bags come from? I don't know.
Were they paper or plastic?
They were paper.
Oh, well, maybe they came from a giant paper tree cut at a
Mm.
giant paper factory with a bunch of giants doing giant things.
Now, that guy was doing giant things. He was carrying giant grocery bags.
Yes.
So, yeah, he's been spotted at various locations, just standing there, standing still. I don't know if he's ever moved from that spot. I don't, you know, how could he? Where would he go to the bathroom at?
Exactly.
Yeah.
Well, yeah.
Well, hey, do you think that pretty much concludes our show for tonight?
I think that was a giant way for us to go out, my friend.
Yeah, for us to go out doing giant things, on Mars.
Yeah, yeah, like on Mars. What would be an example of a giant doing giant things? Give me one really good, clean cut example.
Helping the cat out of a tree.
All right, yeah. I was going to say freeing logs from in front of a dam.
Oh, well, yeah, that's giant
Because he
things.
could stand on the opposite side, the dry side, and just reach
Mhm.
up, grab the logs, and pull them out.
Yeah,
Yeah,
or he could be doing dubious things.
yeah, that's true. Dubious
Like,
giant things.
yeah,
What would be a dubious giant thing to do?
well, like to take the very dam that you talked about and causing a flood by destroying it.
Ah, yeah, acting like he accidentally dropped one of the major
Mhm.
uh, logs and used it to break the dam, just so that he could have the fun of 10 minutes of a water slide.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Water slide. That's funny. Um, Go Kart Bob says, anybody watch Trey Smith YouTube channel? Good stuff on Giants. His last video was on Giants, so that's cool.
Yeah, there's that. So if you want to continue your giant exploration, there you go.
And that ain't no small task either.
Boom.
Yeah. So, speaking of small task, I'm going to go ahead and do no small task and naming the names of the people who joined us tonight. We have Philo Fire, Michael Fontaine,
Michael Fontaine.
Michael Fontaine. Man, there is some cold air coming out at the bottom here. Um, we've got Go Kart Bob screeching in. Oh man, you crashed him that time. I told you, Saji.
No, that was just his back wheels hitting the curb as he swung it in there. Just a light tap, like it was the
Oh,
perfect park. Like you imagine, like he's doing like a 180 coming into parallel park the car
well,
while he's drifting. And it's
okay, so it wasn't a giant crash.
no, a crash would be more like.
Okay, I got you.
Yeah.
And of course, we had good old bone breaking action where giants are real. Um, we had what's his name again? The radio guy. Oh yeah, Rippin' Radio.
Ripping rabbit hole, my friend. Get it right
Oh
or pay the
yeah,
price.
yeah, but doesn't he do a radio broadcast?
Well, he does Ripping Rabbit Hole Radio is the name of his channel.
Oh, we'll see. I was partially right, but yeah, just saying. We got CJ Wood. She's watching. Well, she might not be watching tonight, but we're hoping she has a speedy recovery. Um, let's see here.
Yeah,
And of course,
Michael Fontaine says AJ from Ripping Rabbit. That is technically his name, AJ.
AJ. Okay. Good old AJ. And I'm scrolling up here. Man, I got to do a lot of scrolling. Like Armour would say, scrolling. Keep that bar mowing. I don't know. Gee whiz. All the way to the top here, we have Fizzy's Regurgitated Space Ghost Nuggle Cricket. We had Honest Hunter. Gee whiz, I forgot what his name was now.
Build Back Better Biden.
Yeah. BBB, that's right. Eddie Von Kuhn in the house tonight.
That's right.
Keith's dad, of course. Keith's dad's still sticking with us.
Oh, yeah, Keith's dad. Woohoo. Keith's dad rocking the plaid, my friend.
Yeah, we'll have to give him his own intro someday. It might be years from now, but, that's what you had to sit through. Years, Saji. Years. Can you believe it?
Century.
Huh?
Like centuries, years, decades.
Yeah. Okay.
Millennium.
And I think that's all, but let me just give a special shout out to our lurkers and the co-anchormen who will watch later on in the show. Yeah,
for sure. Definitely. We have the best lurkers lounge in the industry. The people who hang out in our lurkers lounge are so are so tall, so they can do giant things.
Yes,
I'm telling you. Yes, they really are. But I do want to thank everybody for showing up tonight, and I hope you had a good time. I hope you had some good laughs. I know we did, and
yes, we did.
Yes, we did, and just want to thank you for all your love and support. Means a lot to us. Please do like and share our show on your social media platforms, and that's really all I got, my friend.
All right, it sounds good. Hey, this has been Thurdela Thursday, and we will see you again on Shifty Sunday if there is, in fact, a Shifty Sunday. This has been Hebro77 along with good old Sagittarically Speaking, and have a good night, everybody. Have a good night.
Do.
Well, now, wait a minute. That's coming up, I think. Let's see. Nah, you're right. Do. There we go. Well, that's the end of the show. And as all shows go, this one must end, don't you know? Hey, you like that music? It's absolutely free. Well, hey, snakes don't always bite, but when they do bite, oh, brother. Hey, what do you mean when snakes bite? Who are you? I'm trying to do my outro here. You ain't never been bit by a snake before. Why do you sound like Carlos Mansantos? Why? Because I'm Carlos Mansantos' brother, dude. Well, if you'll please excuse me, I'm trying to end the show here. Well, don't let me stop you. Ooh-wee! Good night, everybody. Yes, good night, everybody. We'll see you next time on whatever the hell show this is. It's whatever show you got going on at the moment, don't you know? It's the intro for all shows. Oh, yeah. I forgot. Good night, everybody. See you next time. Yeah, see you next time. Yeehaw! Ho-ho!